let's bounce across into the Highlanders. Not such a crash hot year last year, the Highlanders, but, we had some hopes that there's going to be some changes this year, but we'll touch on it. But in terms of the players out, they had quite a few out. Jermaine Ainsley is one of note. Billy Harmon, Pari Parkinson, Nathan Hasty, James Arcott, AJ Failafunga, Thomas Umanga Jensen, Philemoni, Sam Gilbert, Michael Nansen. There's plenty of guys that have left.
Yep, huge. A few of them demoted to the URC. To the NBC. Jesus. But yeah, I'm not going to let you get away with Failafunga there, mate. You stumbled on that one. But
I don't even know what I said now. But yeah, what's it?
Well, we've got big players in. Can I bring the big players in? We've got Angus Tarvo come down from the Blues. The journeyman.
mate.
I'd love to know how many teams he's got to now.
So many. Hey, it's
almost. He's trying to get to all of them. Thomas Lavanini, the walking red card, or have we downgraded him to walking yellow card?
He's
or
not,
we just
he's not
downgraded
walking
him?
red card. I mean, he still holds the record internationally, but he hasn't had one in a fair while.
He's the ex-red card. Can I just touch on Ta'avao, the name you butchered?
Blues, Waratahs, Chiefs, Blues again.
But he's also played for Auckland, Taranaki, Sydney Rays.
And now the Highlanders. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you reckon in a couple of years he'll end up at the Force? Because that seems a logical progression.
100%. That's already locked in. He signed his contract for 2030 already.
Yeah. All right. Other big players in. We've got Lucas Casey, Dylan Pledger, Adam Lennox. Lennox was around, but he was promoted. Christian Pasatoa has come across from the Force. Andrew Newstubbs coming from Sevens. And he played the Canterbury 10 all season. Xavier Tito Harris and Stanley Solomon, two names that we talked about a lot in the Hot Shit podcast. So, a lot of exciting names there. Nelson, is there any particular news on any of those exciting names?
Any news? Yes, there is some, man. I was thinking, what are you throwing at me under the bus here? Obviously, Dylan Pledger, done his ACL, correct me if I'm wrong, Harry. So, there's talk of up to 12 months. He's not coming back for this season.
And he was we only spoke about him for half an hour in the last pod. He featured him. He's the player that I picked to watch for all the new players.
He's the player we forced you to pick. And he's the one that we all said would be the breakout superstar of the year. So now there's only Aussies on our image with...
I didn't, mate. I said Jarrah McLeod, and you guys are both wrong. Sucked in. Hey, Rizjan Pasatoa is a player that we have name-checked every single year of this huge potential. He had so many injuries in the last 4 years, maybe
4 years.
Coming over and having someone like Jamie Joseph, if he stays, is the key to unlocking him and really starting to reach his potential, because he's a big body. He's got great skills. I just think he's got something special if he can get his body right.
Can we just simplify that? He's now playing in a New Zealand team. Yeah, it'll help him. But no, look.
Look, I remember watching him play for the Brumbies Runners, and I thought he was going to be, the next Wallabies 10, to be honest, back in the day. But I guess we talked about this last year, saying I didn't love that he'd been pushed out to centres, that he's put on a bit more size. But as Harry said, he's just got so much potential, and he's got all the skills, and he's only going to go better now in New Zealand. So hopefully we see some of him. He gets some time in there in the midfield.
And I did touch on it, guys. Jamie Joseph has been shortlisted as name-checked many times as the short odds favourite to take the All Blacks top job, with Razor Robinson now moved on. I don't believe that they're going to let him coach at the Highlanders and coach the All Blacks with the World Cup next year. So I reckon there's a chance that we could see the Highlanders absolutely left in a lurch, or even better, they could get Razor Robinson and just have a bit of fun with a bit of musical chairs, which would be pretty cool as well.
That's true. It's still the South Island, just a bit souther on the South Island. You know what I mean? So
I'd love to see how Razor goes in the Highlanders.
Yeah.
So let's say that's an exclusive, confirmed. You heard it here first.
Mate, how many people did you see posting exclusives on Twitter all day today about? Anyway, hilarious. All right, Nels should take us through the top starting 15 and particularly all of our teams and where the differences are. Take us through the front rows.
I'm pretty sure there's no difference for us until we get to the bench back row. So we've all got Ethan de Groot, Vikenna, Aval, Holland, and Lavanini in our tight five.
That's a big lock pairing, isn't it? That's huge.
That is gigantic. A big lock pairing. Hopefully they can get lifted. Then we've got TK Howden, which, maybe he's not the six, but we've all got TK Howden as our pick there. And actually, here's the change. Cargie did manage to fit the vegetarian lasagna in at number 7. Harry and I have done the right thing and put Sean Withy at 7, and all have Renton at number 8.
Yeah, and then
we just swapped that on the bench.
Yeah, that's right. The bench forwards, we all had Henry Bell as reserve hooker, Dan Leonard-Brown and Saola Ma'u at reserve tight head. I think it's not completely one-sided there. Ma'u was very, very good at tight head last year, so I think him and Angus Ta'avale will definitely share some minutes. Mitch Dunshea, I think we all said would probably be the reserve lock there, and again I think we'll get a fair few starts, and we've talked about swapping those reserve forwards as well.
Yep. Into the inner backs, we've got Folau Fakatava and Cam Miller locked in there. So Fakatava again to have a big year this year. Hopefully stays injury free. And Cam Miller wasn't the top point scorer of NPC, and so he's really looking at this year to make this jersey his own. Well, he's going to try and make this jersey his own. With Faliafunga has left, but he does face some new competition. But we've all gone for those two, and on the bench we've all put Dylan Pledger. We're going to have to update that image now because he's gone skis.
And Adam Lennox is the man we will all agree on, I'm sure, coming into cover.
I mean, there is literally no one else, so yeah, I think it's a good chance. Didn't we say... Oh, no, I was thinking it was Aaron Smith was playing locally again.
Play Finn Hurley in halfback. Just start him in halfback then. On the bench. Oh, you know what
I mean? Matt Giddo-esque.
Yeah, he's definitely done it. He's definitely done it before. And Finn Hurley, I have chucked on the bench. Cargie's got New Stub, Harry's got Tane Robinson. So,
we actually all have Finn Hurley on the bench.
Oh, sorry, you're correct.
You have him at 10, and you have him low.
Nelson's stacked his outside backs. We've got inside centre. We've all got Timothy Tavatavana, and Tanielu Talea as outside centre. We've all got Jonah Nareki on the left wing, Caleb Tangatau on the right wing, and I love that his name is too long for the image and Nelson didn't even try and fix it. Jacob Radamatavuki Neepkins is also named at fullback, who was injured last year, but man, he was good a couple of seasons ago.
Let's be honest, I'm not going to shrink that man's name, so he deserves full size.
You can't even read it though, mate. That's the downside.
We know him.
And then the benches. So we've differentiated on the benches here. As we said, Nelson's gone forward 2 outside backs. He's gone Finn Hurley and Jonah Lowe. His thinking is that Finn Hurley could just play 10 if he needed to. And Harry and I've gone for Andrew Newstub. I like the sound of and look of his jib. And Harry's gone for Tane Robertson, who did play quite a bit last year for the Highlanders at 10. And then Harry and I both gone for Finn Hurley on our bench as our outside back.
And I'd like to say now, I like that you managed to make me look bad so quickly and not even realise that I said that James White was established as the Christchurch starting 10. He played 80 minutes every time he played, but Andrew Newstub was absolutely the first choice. And a few games in the year, James White played at 10 and they put Newstub to 15. So, the older senior player from the Sevens, well-established, well-experienced, definitely was the first choice there.
Excellent. Just remember, I moved on. I wasn't going to fact check you on it, so you could have.
It's a podcast, mate. It's a podcast. I can't have people thinking the wrong thing.
How many 10s debut in Super Rugby over 30? That come on.
But he's got. He's new. His name's New Stub, mate. He's a new 10. You know what I mean? It's fine. He's
K new, mate. He's K new. That's French for not new. I'm pretty sure.
Guys, we said
any other injuries other than Dylan Pledger ACL gone for the year?
No, for now, obviously keep an eye out for the casualty ward where there's a bit more info coming through. We'll learn a lot more when they go into trials as well, but not yet.
Sweet. Nelson, stocks that are rising.
Mate, I love that you've thrown Thomas Lavanini in here. Thomas Lavanini, his stocks are risen and he's been around for a little while. Adam Lennox, for me, he was 2022. New Zealand under 20s. He came in last year as injury cover for the Highlanders, but now not only Hasty has left, Pledger is injured, and I'm pretty sure another one of their nines is gone too. He will be in the 23, every week. So, I mean, that's definitely a launching platform for him. And if we know anything about Kiwis, they're throwing a half back out of nowhere at this stage, and they're going to be world beaters.
I was going to say Fakatava's playing 80 minutes every week, so his stocks have just gone up because Pledger's not going to take any minutes of him.
His stocks will go up too, but no, Lennox will get minutes.
Right.
Harry, you got one?
Yeah, just Cam Miller. You talked about it before. Obviously, they no longer have AJ Faleafunga, who didn't challenge him as much as I thought he would. But I think that jersey is now his. Tane Robinson obviously had some good games to start the season, but Cam Miller kind of took over as the season went on. Miller was also the top point scorer well and truly in the NPC. I think he's kind of getting more and more confident at this level. My gut says that he will own the 10 jersey for that side. Tane Robinson might sub in and out, and you Stubbs the backup.
Yeah, sweet. The player I've got, actually, we haven't written down is Taniela Tulea. Now, obviously, we talked about Rishjan Pasatoa being here and getting a chance, and we do hope he gets some game time, but I think Tulea, it's shaping up with Thomas Umunga Jensen having headed off to Japan. So you'd have to say if Tudge was still here, your first choice 12 and 13, since Tavatavanawai has moved in, was Tavatavanawai and Thomas Umunga Jensen. So I think quite firmly now you can say Taniela Tulea is it's his jersey 13, and everyone else can push him for it. And he came off a lot of game time last year. He had a really good time when Thomas Umunga Jensen was injured. And he partnered really well with Tavatavanawai. So for that to go better this year.
This is just like love affair 101, because Taniela Tulea has been their main outside centre for the last 2 years, because Tad just barely put a game together.
Yeah, because he's been injured, I know.
So what, mate? His stocks have stayed at that high the whole time because Taj never plays.
Yeah, but do you agree, though, if Tudge came back in perfectly healthy start of this season,
he'd be injured by round one?
If you pick it, I'm picking him round one. I'm picking
No, I said he'd be injured by round one, mate. Oh. Because every year he's injured. So, yes, you're right, he doesn't have the competition, but he also has played every game for the last 2 years. Is that all we're going to go with?
No, I've got this just in, boys. This just in.
Right.
Finn Hurley, he's out for 6 to 8 weeks, entering a boot. He just says another pocket rock. At least it's not the start of the season, but he's out 6 to 8 weeks. I'm trying to read through to see what his actual injury. They said he's in a boot.
It's very descriptive.
He's got a high-grade ankle sprain, mate. 6 to 8 weeks, that's what it'll be. Or a low-grade syndesmosis.
It's a guess, but it's probably an okay guess.
Yeah.
Look at that, hot off the press. There, how good, Nelson. All right, any other players' stocks are rising, or are we moving on to stocks are falling?
I think that's good, mate.
Cool. All right, Harry, you got Mitch Dunshea down here. Why are his stocks falling?
Yeah, I mean, pretty obviously Thomas Lavanini's going to take his jersey. I thought he was really, really good last year, but he's not taking Lavanini's spot, so I think that's pretty open and shut, to be honest.
Yeah, again, he got a lot of game time last year, but that was because Pari was injured a lot of the year as well. But yeah, so unlucky to him because he had a great year last year. And otherwise, I think we touched on it with the front row, but Salamau, who, as he said, had a really great year last year, and I think had really grown quite a lot. But Angus Tarvau coming in, I think, as you said, game time will be shared a lot between them. But that's going to go back to a splitting of game time that will happen more this year, I think, from last year.
Yeah.
In terms of the Smokies, so 2 boys, under-20s boys, Stanley Solomon and Xavier Tito Harris. Obviously, Xavier also played New Zealand Sevens, both outside backs. Both, can be dynamic, dangerous players if they get the opportunity to run around in the back three.
Yep, and Andrew Newstub, I talked about it. I could well see him coming into the bench instead of Tane Robinson, getting some game time and really wowing. I don't know. I've watched a lot of him in the Sevens over the years. He's a pretty incredible player. I haven't watched as much of him for Canterbury, but we'll see how we go. So that's why they're a Smoky.